Hi and welcome to another edition of Pink Biology. Basically, we're going to be looking at COVID Decoded. So a couple of my friends have asked me, what does the terminology mean regarding COVID-19, and when news reports and government things come back out, what are they talking about, variant strains? So I thought I'd make a video to not only help them, but also to give a more simple explanation to what it is. This time I've actually done a lot more research, and I've actually put the references at the end of the slides so you can see where I got my information from, because we're talking about a more technical and quite a new development of illness, ill health, and medical expertise. So to start with, we're going to be looking at generally from the World Health Organization. We're looking at the cases confirmed in the whole world as a whole. So here we've got the numbers here. So 79 million confirmed cases, 1 million, just below sort of say 1.75 million confirmed deaths. And it's 222 countries or areas or territories, as it says, that has been affected worldwide. So we're going to go on to the next slide now. So part of this video is going to include a little bit of a practical. It's the most basic practical, anyone can do it. So I'm just going to show you what I've done. It's just to explain COVID, but I'm going to more of a visual, I guess, towards the end. So basically here we've got a simple bowl of water with a piece of paper inside wrapped around something heavy. So I've used like a metal bolt, and we'll learn what that means later. Okay, so on this slide, we can see some more data from the WHO organization, World Health Organization, and we're just looking at how the trend has been towards confirmed cases of COVID. So this doesn't include deaths. This thing just includes being confirmed that someone has had COVID. So if you look here, so sort of they said in the Americas, Europe, Southeast Asia have got a higher population of people being confirmed, although in Eastern Mediterranean, 4 million, that's still quite a lot of people. So basically you can see that during the summer, sort of June, July, August summer in the Americas countries and the Europe countries, there seems to be a higher peak, whereas it sort of dips a little bit, sort of heading towards autumn in September, November, but then it really escalates in Europe and America as well, the countries around America. The peaks have gone extremely high. I know the Europe one is quite pale, but you can see that really the cases have gone extremely high in November and December, even though all the precautions and things have been put in place. Okay, so let's just have a quick look from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention website. I've found some images that are actually COVID related. So if we look on the far left image, it's electron microscopy image. So that means that it's a very, very, very tiny image under a microscope of an isolate, which means a culture containing microorganisms. So that's like tiny life. It's been isolated for study in the laboratories, and it was collected from the first US case of COVID-19, so in America. And if you see, there's like spherical, so round particles that they've dyed blue, and this contains cross sections through the viral genome, which are the black dots. So when they're saying the viral genome is part of the DNA, that is to do with the virus, because that is how it has been sort of created and made and affects us, which I'll explain in a minute. So I've actually blown up the pictures. If you look at the middle, you can see the blue spherical particles. And then if you look at the top right, then you can see them. I've blown up even bigger, so you can see them. They're really small, but they have sort of in that culture, if you look back at the first culture, you can see that it's actually spread quite a lot just in that small amount. But it looks like it's denser in one particular area, but even in that particular area, there is still quite a lot. So there is argument as to whether a virus is living or not. But even so, it still uses our cells. So all the cells that are within our body that create tissues, make tissues, where the energy goes, the chemicals, sodium, potassium, everything that makes our body work, produce and grow, all these cells, viruses particularly, use our cells as hosts. So if you imagine an alien has come down and the alien has gone into one of our human bodies and has then manipulated our body, that's basically what a virus does to just one of our cells. So imagine a virus going into lots and lots of cells. And basically, it infects them with their genetic material. Because if you look at the top left picture, and I've also taken a recognized picture as well that's been used for COVID, just to show it in an animation and a basic structural form. So it has an envelope, which is the case around the genomic data of the virus. And then it has spikes, and I think they're called protein spikes, where they are all there to feed and nurture the virus, but also protect the genomic data. This is very, very, very clever. And this is the same as in a flu or cold. So basically, what happens is that when you wash your hands or clean your hands or use alcoholic gel to clean your hands, basically what it is doing is it's actually taking away the envelope that surrounds the genomic data so that the actual virus can actually be destroyed further by cleaning or washing or immunization or anything like that. But this is when the virus is on top of the skin, so it's atopic, so it's on the outside of your body. When it's inside, and if it gets ingested, so through the nose, the mouth, it goes through the eyes, the ears even, or in a cut, once it's in your body, the body finds it very hard to break down the actual envelope. So if you do ingest or inhale the viral particles, even if they've been on your skin first, but you've washed your hands and they're still on your skin, there is a better chance of you or your body destroying the virus itself because it won't have the envelope around it. So if you look at the bottom image, it basically is a little bit more technical, but there's different membranes, there's RNA, viral genomic data inside. So basically, the bottom picture is showing SARS-CoV-2, so SARS-CoV-2, which is one of the original illnesses that COVID was made from, but I will show you about that in a minute. Okay, so where does this COVID come from? Has it just appeared? No, it hasn't appeared. It's a mutation. So SARS, severe acute respiratory syndrome, and CoV-2, coronavirus 2, it originates from the respiratory syndrome, and it's a rare type of pneumonia, and it's an infection that inflames the air sacs in one or both of your lungs. So it's really quite bad for your lungs. And it was actually a case, I think, last in 2002, specifically in England, where people were affected by SARS, but it was quite rare. So somehow there has been a genetic mutation from this original SARS-CoV-2 that has then created this COVID-19, or just a strain, if you like, a variant. So basically, because it has RNA data inside of the viral envelope and capsid sort of portal thing, basically what happens is that this genetic information inside has somehow changed or altered. So it could be from exchanging viral genetic information between each other, which creates genetic diversity, or it could be a mismatch of when it was made in the proteins. I will do a genetic video on a different day just to explain all of this. And so basically, this is a mutation. It's a bit different now, which is why when they say the COVID has got a new strain or a new variant, it means it's just evolving. It's just creating different tangents of the virus that originated from SARS. And this is why they're worried that the immunizations may or may not work, because for a flu, when you have the flu, you have to have a different strain of antibiotic of the vaccination every year. A new one has to be made, because although it's still got some of the original parts to it, or genetic information, it then develops and creates more variants every year. And I guess that is the annoying thing, that we wish we could just how to stop that. But so basically, this is all the fundamental reasons of bacteria and viruses and flus and colds. But in this case, the COVID has taken a hold a lot more. And I think people's bodies are finding it hard to naturally immunize and get rid of the virus itself. And because this is genetically affected, this is why your genetics in your body react and affect and disaffect the particular information, RNA information inside the genomic data of the COVID. So, for example, this is why some people take paracetamol and it helps them. Other people take paracetamol and it does absolutely nothing. It's all because of your genetic information inside your own body of how you react to these different things. This is why some people can have no symptoms with COVID, and this is why some people can have awful symptoms. It may also be because of your weight or your lifestyle, or if you smoke or you drink alcohol. But fundamentally, part of it is also the way it interacts with your own genetic information inside your body and in your cells. So I just want to go back to my little practical, and it's sort of what I'm just going to take the piece of paper out of the water, and it's going to drip all over my computer, but never mind. So basically, this is what's happened to the water. Has destroyed the paper, and I'll just show you what's inside. Really exciting, but it's just literally a metal bowl. And what I was trying to prove is that when you wash your hands or clean your skin or use alcohol or whatever it is you use for any type of viruses and bacteria, basically it breaks down the envelope. So if you imagine that piece of paper was the envelope and the bowl of water was everything sort of that you use to clean your hands or clean your skin and things, it actually breaks down the paper, and then the naked sort of virus, as they call it, in this instance is this, is revealed, so it can be easily accessed and destroyed. But their envelopes that they use, the viruses use to have around them for this particular illness of COVID, it is to protect the genomic data, and it's much harder to destroy, and it could be one of the reasons why it's so prolific and just keeps occurring, and it just won't stop, it just won't go away. So basically, if you look in the middle picture, it shows about how it actually affects your cell. So if you imagine the grey sort of shape in the middle, the big grey semicircle, that's your cell, and just one of your cells in your body. And the virus comes along, and then it basically injects the RNA, which is a type of DNA data, into your cell, and then it uses the cell to help the virus reproduce and make more viral particles, which then can go on and just proliferate and just go up to everywhere in your immune system. And of course, your cells are in your body and your blood, they're just absolutely everywhere, so you can just travel all around your body. And if you look at the third diagram, you can see a colonized scanning electron micrograph of cultured cells. And basically, it shows the original SARS, so the original genetic lung illness that the COVID has been developed from naturally in genetic diversity. And you can see the particles are orange, and you can see just how many there are and just how prolific they are. Okay, so I hope that this has helped for understanding COVID-19. I hope it's helped my friends as well to understand the biology behind it. It is a very serious illness, and it can affect people in different ways. I hope that I've explained why we have been told to wear masks, why we've been told to wash our hands and being extra careful and use alcoholic cleaning substances, because it is about preventing the illness living on our skin and also entering inside our body where it can do harm. And a lot of it is in genetics, which I don't think has been explained so much in the media. But from a scientific point of view, that is why some people it can affect a huge amount, and some people it can't, and it doesn't. And it just seems like a normal virus and it's gone away in a week. Other people, they're in hospital for a huge amount of time. Of course, not having good health or good lungs or lifestyle choices and possibly ethnic origin can make a difference. But at the same time, it's how your body reacts. So you can't compare yourself to somebody else. If someone else says they've had COVID, they've been absolutely fine, it's hardly affected them, it doesn't guarantee that it's not going to affect you. And I think that's why we're being advised to be so careful. So I hope you've enjoyed my video, and I hope to do a genetics one soon. I do want to also do a toxicology one, because that also covers about genetics and how our body works. So until next time, thanks for watching.